Mastering the Trade by John F. Carter. You and I both know one thing. Trading isn't just about charts. It's about what happens inside you. In your heart, in your head, in your breath. Before you hit that buy button. Before you close that position. Before you lose your peace. Or win big. This book isn't just about trading systems. It's about becoming someone who can handle the truth. The truth of the market. And the truth of yourself. Let's begin. Let's walk through the mind of John F. Carter, a trader, a teacher, and someone who's been through the chaos. So you don't have to go through it blind. Chapter 1. A trader's journey begins. When John started out, he had no idea what he was doing. He had dreams. He had courage. But he didn't have control. He didn't have a system. He made money fast, and lost it even faster. He chased the highs, ignored the warnings, let greed and fear take the wheel. Sound familiar? That's how most traders begin. But only a few survive. The ones who stop chasing noise and start building discipline. Chapter 2. Trading is a business. Trading is not a game. It's not a lottery. And definitely not gambling. It's a business. With rules. With plans. With systems. Would you open a restaurant without knowing how to cook? Or drive a plane without learning to fly? Then why do people throw money into markets without learning how they work? You have to show up like a professional, even before you become one. Chapter 3. The psychology of a trader. Markets don't kill traders. Emotions do. Fear, greed, hope, regret. They live inside us. They wait for us to slip. They whisper lies. Just one more trade. It'll turn around. Double the position. But the best traders, they don't listen to those voices. They have rules. They have awareness. They have control. And when emotions rise, they breathe and let logic lead. Chapter 4. Preparation before execution. The best trades don't happen on the screen. They happen in the mind. Before the market opens, before the noise begins, a professional trader sits down, checks the news, studies the charts, sets the plan, and more importantly, checks their emotions. Am I angry today? Am I trying to get revenge? Am I afraid to lose? This awareness changes everything. Because the market doesn't care about your feelings. But your success does. Chapter 5. The tools of the trade. John talks about the setups he uses. Not just because they're fancy. But because they've been tested, proven, repeated. He talks about moving averages, Bollinger Bands, MACD, squeeze setups, VWAP, volume patterns. But here's the thing. A tool is only as good as the hand that holds it. If you are using indicators to feel safe, you are using them wrong. They're not a crutch. They're a compass. They guide, not decide. Chapter 6. The art of the squeeze. One of John's favorite setups is the squeeze. When the market tightens, volatility drops. It feels like nothing's happening. But underneath, energy builds, tension forms, and then boom, a big move, either direction. Your job, identify the squeeze, wait for confirmation, then strike, with size, with confidence, with control, because the market rewards patience and punishes impatience. Chapter 7. Intraday vs. Swing trading. Day trading is fast, swing trading is patient. Both work, but you have to choose. You can't ride two horses at once. Day trading requires focus, energy, quick decisions. Swing trading requires planning, holding through noise, sleeping through the storm. John teaches both. But he says, know who you are. Know your rhythm. Find your trading identity. Because trying to be everyone will make you know. 1. Chapter 8. Risk management, the real holy grail. Forget the perfect setup. Forget the magic strategy. If you don't manage risk, you're done. John says never risk more than 1 to 2% of your capital on a single trade. Set a stop loss. Respect it. Even if it hurts. Even if you believe it will bounce back. Because this is not about being right. It's about surviving and thriving over the long run. A trader's job isn't to be perfect. It's to be here tomorrow, and the next day, and the next year. Chapter 9. Revenge trading and emotional spiral. You took a loss. It hurt. You felt like a failure. So you overtraded. You doubled your position. You forced a win. But it turned into another loss. And another. Now your mind's spinning. Your money's disappearing. And all you want is to make it back. That's the spiral. That's how careers end. John's been there. He knows that spiral. And he says walk away. Shut it down. Go for a walk. Breathe. Because revenge will never bring healing. Only destruction. Chapter 10, Building a Morning Routine. How you start your day determines how you trade. Start with chaos. You'll trade with chaos. Start with peace. You'll see more clearly. John suggests. Wake up early. Journal. Visualize. Review the news. Scan the market. Set alerts. And say to yourself, I don't need to trade. I need to wait for opportunity. That one belief can save your capital. And your soul. Chapter 11, The Trader's Journal. Do you remember your last 10 trades? Why you took them? What happened? What you felt? No. That's why you need a journal. Write everything down. Not just the numbers. But the emotions. The triggers. The lessons. This isn't school. It's survival. And your journal is your mirror. It shows your patterns. Your weaknesses. Your strengths. It's not just about learning to trade. It's about learning yourself. Chapter 12, The Cycle of Burnout. Trading is exciting, addictive, but also exhausting. Too many hours, too much screen time, too much stress, and suddenly you're not trading. You are just reacting. Burnout kills awareness, kills clarity. John says step back, take breaks, have a life. Because a healthy mind makes healthy trades. You are not a robot. You are a human. Treat yourself like one. Chapter 13, The Power of Consistency. Success doesn't come from big wins. It comes from small, repeated habits. Every day, show up, follow the plan, take the trade, manage the risk, repeat, even if it's boring, especially when it's boring, because boredom is where consistency lives. And consistency is where freedom begins. Chapter 14, Scaling Up. Once you're consistent, once you're calm, once your setups work, then you can scale, slowly, responsibly. Size up in proportion to your confidence, to your discipline. But never forget, a bigger position doesn't make you smarter. It just increases the pressure. And pressure tests your soul. So only scale when your spirit is steady. Chapter 15, Building a Trader's Life. This book isn't just about trading. It's about building a life where money doesn't control you, where fear doesn't own you, where freedom is real. That's what trading offers. Not fast cars. Not wild parties, but mornings with peace, afternoons with purpose, nights with rest, and a life that's fully yours. Built one trade at a time. Final words from one trader to another. You're not alone. We all struggle. We all fail. We all have moments where we ask, am I even made for this? But if you feel that question, it means you care. And if you care, you can learn. And if you learn, you can grow. John Carter didn't start perfect. He started broken, confused, but he never gave up, and neither should you, because this journey, it's worth it, not just for the money, but for the person you'll become, the strength you'll gain, the peace you'll learn. So breathe deep, study well, trade smart, and live free.